Give us a thumbs up if you can hear us on Zoom.
It is unmuted.
Yep, they can hear you.
Awesome, we got one. So if you have any feedback on or questions on Zoom, just put it in the chat. But we are looking forward to it. So how is everybody? Awesome. Well, thanks so much for being here. I'm Vince. I don't know everybody in here, but I'm sure I'll get to know everybody. But before we get started, we have Scott with Blue Tape Solutions. He provided an amazing, it looks like Chick-fil-A. So we'll let him come up real quick and say hello. Got to talk to here, so talk to Zooms.
Sounds good. Hello, Zooms.
Yes.
I'm Scott Hawkins. This is
Brad
Hawkins. We're co-owners of Blue Tape Solutions. We do real estate closing repairs. So we're your one-stop shop for anything that pops up on that inspection report. We try to keep everything in-house, keep it really clean. That way it falls in our court. So obviously when house goes under contract, you got to do everything by the closing date. So it's easier obviously to do that when you're the one with the workers doing the work. We do a variety of different repairs. We do seal 100s. We can write those clearance letters as well. Kind of try and just make this as smooth and as efficient as possible for you realtors. We have a website, bluetapesolutions.com, and we also have our administrator who will be coordinating with. We get free estimates within a 1 to 2 business day turnaround, and that's about it. You guys have any questions?
I usually say a lot more,
Yeah.
but you pretty much nailed everything. I don't really know what else to do. Just,
Yeah.
But yeah, Scott nailed it all. If you haven't used us before, I recommend just giving us a try. Just tell us what you like, what you don't like, how we can improve things. But I think our goal when we first started this a few years ago is just to try and make it as easy as possible for everybody. And so that's what we want to do. We're pleasers. We want to make y'all happy.
No,
So-
we tried to set this up differently than some of the other repair companies or closing repair companies in the area. Brad's the head contractor, and I have a background in business and data analytics. So we kind of got together to make a really clean and efficient process for realtors for this closing repair space. We really can do it all. So from termite damage to that wood rot to anything that shows up on your seal 100 reports, that is right now it's typically the main thing that people are having to get done with the demand of the market being so low or so high, but the supply being low rather.
I have a question. What is your current schedule out time? We're in such tight things. I don't know how big your company is, so I don't know if it's one of those things where if it's in a couple days or if y'all are a couple weeks out. What's your general?
Typically, the worst case scenario is August timeframe when things are just bam, 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 firing off. But we do our best to accommodate if it's because there's a spot on there, you'll say closing is in 2 weeks, then we'll make sure we get it done. Let's see, we're typically right around now, it's a little bit slower. So I'd say within a week, we can probably knock you out.
Good, thank you.
We've got a good crew. Let's see what, 6 guys, 7 guys, and then I'm kind of the flex guy. So when I'm needed, I get in there and help out and do whatever I can. So
Okay, thank you.
we haven't had anybody, we haven't been the cause of a deal falling apart or anything because we weren't able to
Well,
get
that's
repairs.
good.
Yeah.
That's
That was
a
a
good
point
to
make right there.
Yeah, I mean, if
Turn that
that,
into a bumper.
every scenario is different and it's, it's potentially a possibility if, something were to happen, but we're not like a big corporate machine. We just,
We're flexible.
each scenario is different and we're human, we'll make it happen.
No, we'll make it work. There are those occasions when there's something quirky like a glass repair when windows are weeks out, months out sometimes. So, we can only do so much, but we can work with you and accommodate it as much as possible, whether that's writing a letter saying, hey, Blue
Not
Tape.
leather.
A letter. Not leather.
No leather.
No leather. Well,
A
the
letter
letter.
saying that we'll be able to get it done.
Yeah, that you're under contract with us to have this completed. And that typically is all that's needed for a closing when something quirky like that's super far scheduled out comes up. But yeah, go ahead.
All right, thank you.
Can the homeowner reach out directly as well? Is this for the
Both realtors and
consumer
homeowners.
realtors?
Yeah, I think we're designed and geared a little bit more towards the agent, just because we all understand the process a little better than most homeowners probably. So it is a little easier, I think, just with knowledge and understanding, just dealing with the agent. But 50% of our clients are just straight the customer, the homeowner.
Okay.
So.
Good to know.
Yeah, we try and make it easier for you guys, one less call, one less thing to manage.
Steve in the chat is singing your praises.
Awesome.
So good job.
Well, Steven, we love you.
Would you guys have cards and everything out there?
Yeah, I'll make sure cards are out there, but we'll have, I don't know if it's best to maybe email you guys for like an email blast with some details as well,
Absolutely.
potentially.
Send us the info.
But yeah, I'll fire that over, or our marketing administrator specialist will fire it over. And we'll make sure you guys have all our info.
Awesome.
I'll make sure cards are set out as well. Everyone who's on Zoom, I wish you would be here because we have so much Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, we have like 20-something on Zoom,
Yeah, I
so.
know, it's a lot. But
I eat 30 nuggets, so.
Well, we appreciate it. Let's give them a hand.
Thank you,
Thanks so much,
guys.
guys. Appreciate it.
Sponsor our football pool again, so
Yeah.
thank you.
Ah,
That's
Super Bowl
awesome.
party. Make sure you guys.
Let's do it.
enjoy.
Yeah.
The Bucks are out.
Thank
All right,
you.
absolutely.
All
No
right.
more Tom Brady.
Thanks, guys. Hey, don't say that. Don't speak too soon, please.
No, it's nuts.
Yeah, he's not in.
All right,
Unshare.
let's get rocking. Yeah. So, again, thank you so much for being here. I'm Vince. We're gonna go through the org chart again so that everybody can kind of get, this is, I think, our first team meeting, right, at Mount Pleasant. This is
Yeah.
exciting. Holy smokes. We've done a lot of those.
Yeah.
So we have a really fun kind of action-packed day ahead. We're gonna talk a lot about kind of some of the great things that happened in 2021. We're gonna talk about two tactics in shift. Number 1 and number 4. I thought it was number 1 and number 2.
I did too, that's why I just changed it for you.
Yeah, we really know what we're talking about. So number 1 and number 4. So, and then we're gonna interview or spotlight 2 amazing agents that had some amazing growth in 2021. So let's get started. We always love to get started one simple way, and that's to fill somebody's bucket or tell me something good, right? Gratitude is the foundation of all good things, right? We're all still working. It's 2022. We're still in some crazy pandemic. It's been a crazy couple of years, right? We need to be grateful, right? So who wants to fill somebody's bucket or, give me some gratitude? Go ahead. What's your
I did
name?
it on Facebook already. I'm
Vince.
Katie, but I'm gonna give lots of love to Lynn. I knew it right there. When you stepped over there.
I know.
Hold on, Katie. I'm sorry. I'm gonna,
I will bring.
you gotta talk into this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is.
Tiffany. Tiffany, should I stop share so we can see people out there?
But yeah, just when we know each other already from Charlotte, and so to be welcomed here, and when I went into another quarantine because my daughter's daycare got shut down again, you came in clutch and really helped Logan put everything together, because this MLS is so different than Canopy, and I'm still figuring it out, but it was, you have no idea how much you helped him and his stress level, and when I couldn't be there, so I appreciate that. Absolutely.
Well,
So I'm gonna, I'm grateful for Lynn. No, I'm just kidding.
He's not grateful for you.
I mean, not just kidding. You do.
Oh, I
So,
see her.
Kayla, I'm incredibly thankful for Kayla. She, we have been, let's do 2 rounds. With transition and just kind of figuring some things out, and it's a lot of last minute stuff, it's a lot of urgent stuff, and it's a lot of things that her personality was not born to like. And she has handled it with a smile, and I so appreciate that. She's a huge asset to our company. So I'm very grateful.
I am Lynn, Joseph's wife, and I just want to say,
You're not grateful for him?
No. I'm grateful for the challenge he brings to me every day. I can't list everyone just because I'm not gonna take that time, but anyone who's listening or here who was at the education committee that I had, or who has expressed interest, I just want to lift all of your names up and say thank you for being willing to help and kind of bring the passion and the excitement and the energy to the teaching that we have planned for this year. So I'm excited to kind of get a couple new faces and get going with that. So just thank you to all of y'all who responded to me and showed up.
Love it. Good.
Yeah, you came up just for the wine.
Who else? Anybody else? Susie.
I just want to say thank you, Meredith. You're just always willing to help out and respond when we have questions. Thank you.
Give me one more, and then we'll move to the Zoom world. Love pushing my luck.
What about you? Why don't you fill a bucket?
I will fill a bucket. So, yeah, thank you. Challenge yourself. I'm really good at just talking. So, it's been a crazy couple of months. There's been a lot of transition naturally. It's the end of the year, or rather it's now 2022. I guess it's not the end of the year anymore, but it's the beginning of a great year. And the leadership team that you're going to hear about here shortly, I have a lot of appreciation, a lot of love, a lot of gratitude for that group. They put up with me on a daily basis. I don't know if anybody knows me that well, but that's a horrible thing to have to deal with, right? So to put up with me and to put up with kind of the speed at which everybody on the leadership team runs so that we can support this agent base is pretty unbelievable. So I'm truly, truly, truly thankful for each and every one on the leadership team. So that's mine. And the Zoom world.
Zoom world. All right. So Tareya just rocked out a bunch of gratitude. So she wants to thank Glenn for spearheading the education meeting,
Yes.
being so flexible with Tareya as a new mom. And then she's also thanking Ryan for being an awesome Ignite instructor because she's been coming over to the West Ashley office and doing Ignite, which has been awesome. And then also to Meredith for helping her sister-in-law get started with pre-licensing classes. She's very thankful for that. And then lots of shout outs in the comments for Kayla. So
Oh, there we go. Let's give them all a hand. Yeah. All right.
I'm just
a Leo.
It's just.
All right, what do we got next? All right, so who's who? We wanted to just throw this back up here, over here.
Let me see it.
So, because it's the whole idea of who's on first, right? Ever seen that funny clip? It's great. So who's on first? I have no idea, but our amazing operating principal and broker in charge, Joseph. I'm the team leader. Director of growth, you've got Winnie and Karen. So if you have any questions about the growth space, we're going to talk a little bit about the growth space, but if you ever want to get into kind of increasing your downline, or if you're interested in profit share and wealth building through profit share, those are your ladies. Talk to them, shoot them an email, shoot them a text, reach out to them, or if you know anybody that's looking to get into the amazing culture of Keller Williams, shoot me a text, shoot them a text, let's get them connected. That's the growth side. Then you've got our amazing director of finance. We all know Tiffany, she's a rock star. Let's give her a hand. Yes, of course. Kayla, our MCA, our agent services coordinator. Let's give her gratitudes. We all know that we love Kayla. Agent services coordinator, Meredith. Let's give her a Director of Agent Services, good old Kristen.
Good old.
Agent Services Coordinator, Laura, she's over in West Ashley most of the time, and then our Director of Career Development, Delisha, you're gonna see her a lot more over here. Questions or concerns, you just shoot anybody on this slide and email, they'll get you to the right person, or a text, or a call, or whatever, right? Reach out to them. We can support you. We're building an awesome organization. Next. All right, so I love this. This is December closed units. So we're going to talk a little bit about production here shortly, but December closed units, the Friedman team leading the way, Snook and Associates not far behind, Found Properties, Renee and Mike. Let's give them a hand. December listings sold. Friedman leading the way, Snook and Associates, Susie and Charleston Connection. Let's give them a hand. What's most important in this business?
Listings.
Thank you. Listings. Listings drive the business. Go to page 102 of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book, and it will tell you why. But listings drive the business. I love seeing this. Dave, listings
Oh, we
taken.
didn't update that.
What? Nothing. Go ahead. Dave leading the way, Alan and team right behind Desiree, Arnold, and Chad.
Chad has 2.
All right. This is, I mean, I love scoreboards. I'm competitive. So in December, so everything on the left is month to date, or that's December production. Everything on the right is year to date. So all of 2021. So a huge congratulations to Renee Brown, 5.1 million. Crushing it. That's on another
Yep.
slide. So
Yep.
we'll get there. Get ahead of myself. Putting them out. Nick, Lynn, Virginia, Michelle, Mike, Angelica, Laura, Sally, and Sean. Congratulations on all. And 2021 year to date. So that would be 2021 production. John led the way, 20.8 million. Let's give him a hand. I talked to him at the very beginning of the year and I told him, I said, you're gonna do 20, he was telling me that he's gonna do 20 million or whatever it was, all by himself. And I told him, you're crazy, man. You're gonna work so much. No way you can do it. Well, I got pie in the face. Way to go, John. I love it. Desiree, Virginia, Renee, Mairead, Lynn, Sally, Patty, Clara, and Mike. Holy smokes. What a year.
Put in perspective, organization of 180, our top 6 are over 10 million. That's individuals.
It's incredible.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Top 6 agents. We have 6 agents individually that sold over 10 million in a year. That's impressive.
It's unbelievable. I mean, from a volume perspective, and I would probably go out on a limb and say that every one of these individuals grew by more than the market last year, correct? Probably close.
They did.
Yeah. So that is an unbelievable statistic. There's a lot of great growth going on the inside of the agent body. It's an awesome thing. So team production.
Oh, hold on. There we go.
All right. Now we're talking December 2021. Dave and team leading the way. Snook and Associates, Found, Charleston Connection, Bird Property Group, Alan Donald on the team, Charleston Island, Abrams, Cheryl, and HBC. Let's give them a hand. We're missing a comma there, 8.4.
I see it. It's all good. Mistakes happen.
Everybody knows the pain to work for.
Perfection. All right. So
Meredith and I are
2021
like,
production. I mean, these are some seriously large numbers. 100 million. Dave Freeman, let's give him a hand. Ooh, the amazing Jan Snook and Associates with 93.9. Charleston Connection, Found, Anton, Allen, Susie, Charleston Home Group, Charleston Island, and the Abrams team. Wow, what a year. So, unbelievable production. And this is what I was running toward earlier. Rena Brown,
Yep.
number 1 individual in December in the entire region. That's awesome. We're gonna get to this later, but Renee, you grew by 45% in the last 4 months of the year, which is an awesome thing from a unit perspective. Your volume naturally grew like crazy, but a huge congratulations. Number 1 in the region is no small feat, so let's give her another hand. And across the river, Amy Powers, John Holt, Chuck Town, and Friedman Group, well, they're up on this side of the river, all jumping on to the region's top list for December. Let's give everybody. That's out of like 7,500 agents or something like that. It's unbelievable to get on that list in production. So a huge congratulations. What's next? All right, profit share, my favorite. I like wealth building and passive income. Bill Bird, I talked to him this morning, and he's leading the way.
Oh, he's crushing it.
He's crushing it. I think
Yeah.
with him and his wife Millie, I think he said more than $40,000 in passive income profit share last year. So that's an awesome, awesome win. So let's give him a hand.
Covers his cap.
Yeah, covers his cap and gives him more. It's awesome. So Bill, Chip, Mike, Ryan, Constance, Susie, Anton, Terea, say that right? Lynn
Yes.
and Lincoln. So let's give them a hand. That's awesome. want to learn more about profit share, so it's always fascinated me. 30%, 30 to 33% of the agent base across the company, right? 160,000 strong or whatever it is, right? Takes advantage of profit share. So that means that 66% or whatever the number doesn't. And on the 21st of the month, literally, when you take advantage of profit share, money just gets deposited in your account. I know it happened for me. It was a sizable chunk of money, right? Just out of nowhere. And I'm a huge advocate of continuing to create cash flows and passive income streams because of how it changes lives and teaching other people how to do it. We're going to be talking a lot about profit share and a lot about how it can change lives over the next 12 months. So keep an eye out. And if you're interested in it, or you have questions about it, reach out, call me, text me. I'm here to answer it, or call that growth team that we talked about earlier, Karen and Winnie. All right. Cappers, love that. Wow, a lot of them. Holy smokes. Jennifer, Jan, Dave, Waverly, Chad, Lynn, Terry, Joanne, Bill, Nick, John, and Love. Let's give them a hand. I love it. First closings, I also love these. Wow, that's a cool slide.
Good job, Meredith.
There you go. Chris and Lindsay, let's give them a hand. And welcome to the family. I'm going to assume that's Barbara.
Yeah, Barbara, yeah.
Lindsay,
Sorry. Kalea.
Kalea, Megan, William, Mary Beth, and Chris. Let's welcome to the family.
William's here.
William's here.
Chris is here.
Hey, man. I love it. Welcome to the family. And happy birthday to all these people. Kristen said she wouldn't sing.
Sing.
Vince is going to take it away because this is his slide.
This is my favorite part. Singing. So a huge happy birthday to all these individuals. Let's give them a hand. All right, YP. Winnie's not here and Jay isn't here, so so I assume I'm going to talk about it. So YP, so Keller Williams Young Professionals Group. We have an amazing chapter here in the Low Country in Charleston. And what's really cool about it is the chapter's actually up for chapter of the year. So in the recap email that I'm sure everybody will get, there will be a link in there to go and vote for, I think it's called Low Country, right? YP as the chapter of the year. Definitely do it. Because the family reunion, bless you, they're going to get voted. They're gonna announce who the winner is, and it should be this amazing chapter. The growth that these individuals have seen is unprecedented. It's unbelievable. And it all has to do with something that we've talked that we're going to actually kind of touch on. And it's this idea of collaboration, right? A rising tide rises all ships, at least the ones without holes in them. And what's really cool, none of the ships in this room have holes in them. But what's really cool about it is when you put great minds together, and the more great minds you put together, the more great ideas you're going to get, and the better everybody gets. There were 46,000 sides or something like that sold in this market last year. It's unbelievable. We can all talk about how to get better and how I can help Desiree sell some more and how Desiree can help me sell some more, and all of us still live a really big life. So that the group has really taken on collaboration, and it's been really awesome to see. So they also bring in some amazing speakers. So I think it's the third Wednesday. Do you have any idea? Like the third Wednesday of the month or something like that?
Next chapter meeting is 2/8.
2/8. So it's like the first.
Like the first.
It's not the third. I do show up to them. It's on my
Reach out to Winnie and details.
Yeah, reach out to Winnie and
It's
Jay.
also
Winnie and
on
Jay.
calendar.
And anybody that's actually going to Family Reunion, there's an amazing KWYP advance at Family Reunion on the 20th. If you're in YP or you have any questions or want to get into YP, call me, text me, call Winnie or Jay, and they can give you more information. That YP advance, though, if you're actually going in person, it's always been one of the best events. They'll have speakers like Jason Abrams, Ben Kinney was there a couple of years ago. It's unbelievable. Next. What's coming? I'm done.
All right.
No.
Thank
All
you.
right.
I'm not going to hold it as close this time. I'll move over there. I know. Well, you have to click.
Oh, yeah, I can do this.
I just
Have to
figured that
lower
out.
the camera.
I know. Can you lower it, please? All right, so we have the language of sales going on in West Ashley. It started 2 weeks ago. Delisha Dean is putting that on. Do you have anything to add to the language of sales? It's provided by MAPS Coaching. It's a really great course. It's going on for 8 weeks.
Yeah, what's really awesome about it is, well, I'm pretty sure that we're all in the sales business, right? And making sure that we know what scripts and dialogues are a part of everyday life. And this course is designed to help us meet people where they are, communicate the way that they're going to truly hear us and listen to us, and get the sale, right? And I hear that listings are relatively difficult to come by. Am I right or wrong on this? No, I'm totally wrong. Well, getting into a course like this to learn the scripts and dialogues, to take more listings and to help more people is essential. So get into it. It's an awesome class. Plus, you're going to be with a bunch of people together. It's awesome.
Can you give the times and, you said it's already started?
It is, I believe it starts at 11:30.
Yeah, I think so.
I will send that to you.
That's going to
It
be in
is
the,
on our
yeah,
calendar though. So, but I'll give more information to you. I think it's 11:30.
11:30.
11:30.
Right?
it's a Zoom that we put, but everybody, yeah, it's in person, but we're watching it via Zoom.
In West Ashley.
And yeah, in
All right.
West Ashley, and then we'll probably do another one in a quarter and it'll be here. So every quarter, we're bringing things like this in. Wednesday.
Wednesdays.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead. Aha, more
February 3rd, we have 10 listing appointments a week. Sarah Reynolds is going to be here in person in the training room. This is going to be a good one. We'll have lunch as well. Mark your calendars. There's an Eventbrite link. It's been shared. It's also all over the office, thanks to Meredith, which is awesome. But be here for it. We'll have lunch. You won't want to miss it.
The region has actually asked for us to send this out to the region because there are a lot of people from outside that want to come. So if you have not signed up, please do, because we will have to cap it at some point. Because it is a free event. For her to put on a free event is a huge asset to this office. So
Yeah.
make sure you get signed up for that. It's here yet.
Ignite. So our next round of Ignite is going to be in the Mount Pleasant training room. If you haven't been through Ignite, or say you have, you just need a refresher, please come join us. It's going to be starting Monday, February 7th, 9 to 11. We encourage anybody and everybody to drop in. We'll have the topics on the calendar. So say you need a refresher on negotiating, come to that class, or say you see a speaker that maybe you haven't heard teach in a while. We welcome you to join us.
Is it every day of the week?
Yep.
It is Monday through Friday, 9 to 11. It'll,
2 weeks.
for 2 weeks, it'll lead up to family reunion.
Yes.
Our February CES calendar, we have some great ones coming up. Customer experience on the 2nd, 20 plus transactions in 90 days with personal brand marketing on the 9th. There's a
John
lot-
Prescott. Yeah.
John Prescott.
John Prescott's a
Wanna add
rock
anything
star.
else?
Yeah. He's
So
unbelievable.
mark your calendar. These will be on the calendars as well. So just keep an eye out for it. These are all via Zoom as well. Do you want to speak to this?
Sure.
Okay.
So Wealth Building Wednesday, I talked about profit share, right? What Winnie has done is she's gone out and she's gotten a bunch of speakers for Wealth Building Wednesdays. They're going to be held monthly. And what's awesome is these individuals are not just making passive income through profit share. Some are, but some aren't. Some of them, I think we have a speaker that's going to be talking about Airbnbs coming up. We're going to have speakers that are investing in on the commercial side, on the residential side, that are flipping. We're going to have all kinds of unbelievable conversations and speakers around wealth building, cash flow creation, all that good stuff. So if you're interested in creating an additional stream of income, which I know I am, go to this Wealth Building Wednesdays with Winnie. It's going to be awesome.
What time? And is that gonna be Wednesday, like is it the first Wednesday?
More information coming. soon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like 2 or 3 weeks starting.
Notice how things just get thrown up and it's like, I have no idea, but we'll let you know.
It will be on the calendar. We will make sure.
Yeah.
Like end of February.
I think it's the third after family reunion is when it's going to start. And I think it's usually going to be the third Wednesday.
Yeah.
But she wants to keep it close to the 21st.
Yeah, somewhere
Because of
around the
profit
21st
share.
because of profit share. And I know that this first speaker is on Airbnb. So, and it's probably going to rotate back and forth between both market centers.
Oh, it Zoomed as well.
Probably, but I don't know the 100%. Most likely, yes.
Yes. Family reunion we have coming up. It is in Orlando this year and digitally. It is the 19th to the 22nd. It's the first one we've had in about, I think, 2 years.
Yeah.
So if you're not signed up for it, please get signed up. If you're not comfortable going in person, we totally get that as well. We'll have it digital. We won't have it probably in the market center during the weekend, but the following days, Monday and Tuesday, we'll have up here in the market center as well. If you'd like to
There's no
join.
discussion of canceling. The only thing that may happen is they'll cap attendance at a certain point. So if you haven't signed up, there may be a risk that they will cap it. So if you're thinking about it, go ahead and sign up on there.
Are we gonna get together, like the people who have done, who are signed up for KW, gather and organize?
Yeah, are we gonna do something in Orlando?
Yeah, like.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
like
with-
sometimes, are we gonna do this, we've done in the past where we decide like, I'm gonna go to these specific classes that share my notes. Is that what you're asking about? That we've done? in
We'll
the
do that.
past?
So we'll do two things. We'll do a planning meeting beforehand. Where we can
Know
say-
before you go.
Yeah, know before you go. We'll have that, but then we will do something there as a group. It will probably be different than before because because they're shorter now. There's literally events every night. So it'll probably go around one of those, even if it's get together for a happy hour before the
Yeah.
awards or something like that. But we'll definitely be doing all that.
And one of the things that they're doing is you're gonna pick an agent track. So there will be, I think I saw this yesterday. You
Yeah.
can probably speak to it better, but here, take that over there. Because I didn't totally listen.
So they're gonna mitigate for COVID stuff too. So there's gonna be 5 big rooms: leadership, single agent, expansion, team, and like
And single agent or something like
something
that.
else. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like the different, when you buy your ticket, you select what track you wanna be on. And so you'll stay in the big room where you like have all of the information happening, but they'll still have one huge room for like the vision speech and all the Gary Keller stuff. But then for one of the days, you'll have a track of like, are you a team with an admin? Are you a team? Are you expansion? That stuff. And then there'll be another day in small breakout rooms. One of the things they're wanting to do, there's a lot less breakout rooms, but they're higher quality and they just don't want a lot of people walking up and down hallways. If you've ever done a family reunion before, it's a hot mess.
We'll get more.
So they've streamlined a lot of things and all of it is getting adjusted. So everything is changeable because rules are changing every day. So we'll, if you're going to do a reunion, there is a notebook before you go. I think the week before, come to that, we'll have way more information finalized then. Yes.
It's my first time in person, so I'm excited. Look forward to getting to spend time with all y'all.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Family reunion is an amazing
you done?
event. Yeah, we're
Oh,
done.
okay.
All right, so I'm gonna ask the amazing Joseph Close to put on up here. I'm gonna share this back and forth. So what? Yeah, let's give him a hand. Yeah.
He wanted it. to
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about 2020, 2021, right? And the way that we wanted to do it is we wanted to approach it from the standpoint of what it looks like to review a business. And because you can do this in your business as well. You can look at your numbers. There's no good, there's no bad. Numbers are just numbers. The best thing about numbers is that they tell a story. And if we don't like the stories they're telling us, okay, then change your actions, right? And that's what we're going to kind of talk about. We're going to talk about how some of these numbers can be perceived as, hey, we really like them. Some of them, maybe we don't like them. So we're going to change activities. We're just going to have a kind of dialogue around what that looks like for the market center, and then what you can expect moving forward based on the numbers. Does that make sense? Awesome. And then we're going to get into the best part, which is Virginia and Renee.
Right, so we'll be quick. I'm not gonna hold this for you. Come on. All right, so yeah, I think what we wanted to do is start off the year with a very transparent meeting. Share with you guys how 2021 ended up, the good, the bad, the ugly, and then how we're gonna move forward from it. So because Vince and I tend to not be super intelligent, we have to follow outlines. Right? And so the outline today, we're gonna take it from the shift book, right? We're gonna use the two tactics, tactic 1 and tactic 4. Who knows what tactic 1 is?
My favorite.
Get real, get right. What does that mean? Exactly. Embrace the reality. And then tactic 4, my favorite, is
It's the answer to everything in KW.
Lead generation.
Lead generation.
So what we want to do is get real, get right. Let's talk about what the numbers look like, and we're gonna approach this from two different areas. We're gonna approach this from the business standpoint, because with the economic model and how it's set up with Keller Williams and profit share and how we are in business together. You are partners with us. And then we're going to look at it most importantly from you as individual agents and teams standpoint. So who knows what the LORE report is? LORE.
Yeah.
Movement life. Language is real estate. So what we do every month is we look at what we call the language of real estate, and that is how we're doing as a business compared to how we're doing as a market. Why is it important to know how you're doing as a business versus how the market's doing?
Are you growing with the market?
Right,
To know if you have holes in your ship.
right, exactly. Are you rising with the tide? Right, or are you building your business? So if you had a volume growth in your business of 20% last year, is that good?
Yes.
Don't be afraid to answer. Yeah, that's good, right? And the market rose by 30%. So if you look at it, the market, did you just rise because the market did? Or did you actually put effort in and this is what you want to do? Again, please don't misunderstand me. If you wanted your business to only grow by 20%, fantastic. It's not saying if you didn't do what the market did, that's bad, as long as it's what you planned. So one thing that we want to go through is what that looks like from a business standpoint. And because we're a little short on time, I'm going to skip actually pulling that one website or the one side up. But basically on the language of real estate, we go over the big things, the number of homes that we sold, our volume, the number of listings we took, the volume of listings we took, the volume of listings we sold, the number of listings we sold, and the number of contracts we wrote. Those are basically all the numbers in language of real estate. And language of real estate, and I'm going to be 100% transparent. Our office was down in all of them last year. That's just the reality, right? We did not have the greatest year. It wasn't our worst year. That's for sure. But we were down in all of those. Why do you think that is as a business?
Remember, it's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. These are not good, bad, anything, right? And by the way, I'm not going to sit up here and rah, we had a great year. We did have a good year. And I'm going to get to the point where all of y'all had fantastic years, right? The company went down. Why?
Joanne says not enough listings.
Not enough listings.
Going to talk about that.
That is true. That is true. That's a general for all of us. What else?
Agent count.
Agent count.
Leadership.
Leadership.
Speed the leader, speed the pack.
If you're talking about net or profit, then you're talking about like if you have too much you owe or you pay your overhead, then the business, is that?
Just,
part of
no,
it?
just in general, the metrics, and two people said it, right? Units and the agents leaving. Which the only reason we went down in units was because agents left. Okay, so again, one thing we promised from the beginning, 100% transparency. So
Can I make a quick point?
yeah, why don't y'all talk about that
Yeah.
while I write these numbers?
So a cool point to that, it's the exact, so say you have a business, right? So, well, everybody here has a business. Say I have a team. If agents on my team leave, what happens to my unit count? Typically, it's going to be impacted in some way, shape, or form, right? Now, we're gonna get into, and by the way, when we actually look at the amount of units we sold, it's still in the top, like the brokerage as a whole is still in the top from a single agent or a single brokerage perspective, still in the top three or four, which is an awesome thing, right? From a single office standpoint. That's amazing. This isn't a bad thing. Now, a couple of years ago, it was number one. And I say this all the time, like, I don't really know how to be any other way than honest and transparent and authentic. If I was to say, hey, like, we're number 4, let's go, like, jump on board. That's not as exciting as saying we're number 1, right? We're number 1, let's go. Why does number 1 matter? Because when you're number 1, there's more units and that's more money for all of you. And there's more ideas because agent count creates more ideas. And that's a positive thing as well. Everybody wins in both of those categories when you have more units and more ideas. So it's a win, and that's what we're pushing for, right? That was one of the biggest reasons that we talked about getting rid of the bridge, right? And doing things more collaboratively with all of the offices in Charleston, because 200 agents in 2 places siloed isn't as cool and isn't as good than as 400 agents completely opened up, right? Does that kind of make sense? So Laura, you made a comment, you said, well, how come, right? Why did they leave, right? And what happened? So it just.
Yeah, so let's go into that. So these numbers up here, does anybody know what these numbers right here represent?
Total profit.
Revenue. Nope. Good guess.
Good guess. It affects it. Trust me. What else? Anybody?
Company dollar.
Company dollar. So company dollar from our standpoint is what we call revenue.
Price.
Okay. These numbers are the numbers of company dollar that left Keller Williams in these years. Told you we we're gonna be honest, okay? So we had $320,000 leave in 2018, 19, we decided to do a cool $500,000. Now, here's where we can look at what the numbers mean and why we can look at these numbers in good perspective. 366 in 2020, 166 in 2021. Why am I okay with this number right here?
Because it's a lot less than the one before.
Okay, yes, that's the general answer. And what else? I mean, let's just talk real. Why am I okay with this number here? Because when we forecast on building the business, we use a number, we expect people to leave. Has there ever been a point in any business where something or someone did not leave, ever? No, it's not realistic, it happened. When we forecast and do business planning, we predict and expect a 15% left, that have left. You know what's really interesting? We had 8% leave Mount Pleasant. That's half of what we expect to happen. And guess what percentage also left in West Ashley? It was 8%. It was almost exactly the same, right? For me, I'm fine with these. I don't love the trend, right? But I love being on this part of the trend, right? Again, so this is why when we look at things of what we're doing to grow and why we're growing and everything like that, this is why this is so important. Like I said, we're going to talk about it in from two different perspectives. You've got the business. Now let's go to the exciting part. Listen, we're telling you this. We're going to tell you how we're going to get out of this. This is fine, by the way. This actually was super encouraging, and quite frankly, I wasn't positive on this number until about 37 minutes ago when Vince and I were preparing for the meeting.
It's never gonna change.
This to me is good, right? This is the business. Now let's go to the important part. As individuals, just to give you some perspective, units in the MLS were up 10%. Volume was up 30%. Okay. The top 20% in this office, the top 20% of the agents averaged a 20% growth in their business. And they average a 60% growth in their volume. The models still work. You guys are still awesome. We need to do better on our side building our business. And part of that is going to come from two ways, which we're going to segue into, is how we build people coming in from the outside, and then how we help you guys continue to do this at high levels.
What do you mean when you say we're gonna build our business? So agents know what that means for theirs. What does that mean for y'all?
Go for it. Great segue, Lynn.
Well, ask it again so I understand.
So like you say, we're gonna build our business. So you're telling that, well, we know for us, it means taking listings or getting buyers.
Yep.
What does that mean? When y'all do your business, what does that compute to?
I love it. Taking listings and selling homes and getting agents, right? And helping agents do that. Laura asked the question, she said, why do people leave? Well, there's only two reasons that people leave a brokerage. And honestly, I believe, and we believe, I think I can say this, we believe that people leave people, they don't leave businesses, right? And that's where I always joke about sayings. They don't just come around because somebody said, oh, like, yeah, I should believe that saying. Like speed of the leader, speed of the pack. All these things, these goofy sayings, they come from somewhere and they have some water in them. They hold water, right? So when we think about it, people leave a brokerage because they didn't hit their goals, right? They didn't do what they thought they were going to do in that particular entity. And the second is they didn't connect the growth of their business and the success they had to the value provided by the brokerage, right? Well, we're sitting up here because we understand that, and it's just not acceptable. Right? Because if businesses decreased, then the brokerage didn't do its job in supporting the agents to grow. When the agents grow, the brokerage grows. When the brokerage doesn't grow, the agents don't grow. It's a symbiotic relationship, right? It's directly correlated. It's my favorite part. Nothing about growing a brokerage on this side of the table, so to speak, is any different about what you do every day growing yours. That's why we can go to these books like Shift or The Millionaire Real Estate Agent and literally take the tactics and say, that's what we're going to do. So number one, we're going to get right and just be honest about where we are. Who cares? Like the rear view mirror is a lot smaller than the windshield. So my dad used to say to me all the time growing up, he'd always say, learn from the past, plan for the future, live in the present. And it was slammed into my head, right? Even though I have a very thick skull, but I learned.
That's why I
right?
had to be
And
slammed.
that's what we're doing here. Like, okay, great. That's what happened. That I don't like the feeling of it. So let's move forward. And how are we going to do it? Well, we're going to focus on listings and agents, right? When you get great minds together, and that's this conversation that we're going into, is the two things that the leadership team is going to be focused on so that the agents, you can all continue to grow. And that's get more great minds like the individuals that are sitting in this room, right? The more great minds together, the more amazing ideas happen and the more amazing production happens, right? The second thing is grow the internal production through things like trainings, masterminds, right? And conversations and consulting so that everybody can get more from their business if they so choose. Does that make sense? So one of the things we looked at was listings, right? Do we want to go into that?
Yeah, we'll do that quickly, because we do want
Very
to,
quickly.
we want to give some specifics instead of speaking objectively. So again, to narrow down what he said, we're going to grow the office by getting into business with powerful people and people that we want to be in business with. And then we're going to focus with you guys on how you can grow your business. An example of that is in 2021, we had an opportunity to collect another $3 million, roughly $680,000 in GCI in this office. There's $3 million in GCI, that's your money. This has nothing to do with this side of the equation, your money. Where do you think we could have gotten that $3.3 million, or $3.6 million in GCI? Where do you think that came from? No, we're talking about y'all's business.
What drives it?
Contracts or listings.
Listings. So we closed 1,526 transactions last year. 898 of them were buyers. 628 of them were sellers. Is that a balanced business? No. If you were to do the equation of buyers that bought and sellers that sold in the 24,000 transactions in 2021 in the MLS, what was the ratio between them? It has to be 50-50. Every transaction has two people. What are they? Buyer and seller. So there's no reason we can't be that way. So if you look at this difference, you have a delta of 270 contracts that were listings sold by someone else. Everybody with me so far on where that came from? So we had 270 listings that we didn't take because someone else in the market did. They were there. Our average price per commission is roughly $13,600. That's 3.68 million in GCI that we didn't get. So when we look at these numbers every month and we go to the education committee and we go to the coaches and say, let's look at this number and let's put things on the training calendar that go after these.
When you say we didn't get it, who's that? Who's we?
The agents in this office.
Exactly.
Yeah, not us.
Yeah.
The agents in the office. This is GCI would be straight in your pocket. And we saw the volume here. Everybody, I mean, most everyone in here are cappers. That's 100% yours, right? If you go out and get it. So that's an example of some of the things is let's not just hypothetically say, hey, this will be a fun training. This will be a fun training. Let's target what we're seeing in the market right now and go after that and help you guys with that. Sean.
Do you know how that compares to prior years?
No, but I can look it up pretty quickly and get that out.
What
It'd be
was
good
the
to know
question?
how it compares to prior years.
It'd be
So
good to know if it's a pretty close correlation.
it runs pretty stable in a larger organization like this because what's
It's almost always
percentage of
60-40.
yeah, 60-40.
Okay.
Because again, when you have a large organization, there's going to be a lot of the mighty middle that are going to drive this a little bit. And the mighty middle naturally does way more towards the buyer side. It's just how it happens. Yet, if I want to go target listings, I'm going to go say, okay, out of these 270 buyers that I had that bought someone else's house, how could I have leveraged that person to actually go get a listing? Which is something we talked about in the mastermind, the top 20% mastermind.
So when we look at this number and we say, all right, like, let's take action, right? The action is simple from a brokerage perspective. The action is simple in conversation around the only thing that matters, which is ways to take a listing, right? Getting back to the basics. And then second, bringing education in from a perspective standpoint. So Sarah Reynolds and the 10, and Lynn and all that she's doing in that space, bringing Sarah Reynolds and the 10 listings class. And I think the last couple of months we ran something where it was the mega listing agent through maps, things of that nature, right? Because when we look at that number, that 3.6, I say, well, all right, well, how many agents, like how many additional listings do we have to take each month? You have to take 300 listings over the year so that 90% of them, that's what we're running at right now, but 90% of them close. So you have to take 300 to sell the 270. So how many is that a month? What's 300 divided by 12? 25, I'll just tell you. So took too long. So 25. So if I go, that's a smaller number. So now the agent base of 180 people, right? Amazing, above average people have to go and find 25 new relationships. Well, last month and over the last couple of months, what percentage of our agent base took a listing? It's running between anywhere from 9 to 12%. That means only like 20 people, right? So I asked the question, what conversations is the leadership team or the brokerage missing so that we can help people take more listings? But if we need 25 additional, that just means we have to take that number from 12% to 24%, right? And 25 additional people took a listing. And now all of a sudden we're going to recoup $3.68 million for the agent base, right? So we keep it, Joseph joked earlier, we're not smart enough to make any of this complicated, right? We need to stay super simple. And that's simple. Focus on listings, focus on driving the conversations around listings, bringing the education to help agents go and drive those conversations, take more listings, make more money, get in the business with great people. Make sense? Awesome.
Awesome. I'm gonna say two things till we get on to the more
Yeah, we're waiting.
helpful and far better looking part of the meeting. So two things that I want to leave you with. So as the OP, I can tell you right now, where these numbers may not, because the room went real excited when we shared these numbers with you earlier, right? I can see them in all your faces. I'm fine with this, and Lynn and I could not be more excited to be in business with this office right now than we are now, because the opportunities that are in front of us are huge, and all of the investor group feels that way. Like we see they're calling to tell us, right? The other thing that I'll leave you with is I want to celebrate this. 48 people. We have an invite-only event tomorrow. Some of you are in here were invited to it. 48 people were invited. To make it on the list, it's because you outperformed the market in 2021. 48 people in our company outperformed the market, meaning they did more than just rise to the top. That's awesome. Like as a body, like this agent mix is awesome. Like I'm super excited about it. So anyway, let's move on to more.
I love it. So how are we doing?
Well, I want to say I'm excited too, like plus on what Joseph said, we're working on the ALCs, we're excited to be a part of it because we're passionate about it. So like Joseph was just saying,
Do you see
like,
this?
y'all hopefully get to know my name and face a little bit more familiar because I love growing teaching and getting people teaching what they love to teach. And I had so much fun. I've had so much fun over the years doing that in the Charleston area. And I'm really going to focus, on helping this market get the conversations to me to say, these are the things we want to see held. So I'm starting that. So I just wanted to say that if you're wondering, like, where do we begin? Come talk to me. Say, Lynn, I want to see these classes. We already have some, right? The 10 listings a week. We're covering some of the bases we discussed. But anything else that you were thinking about, come talk to me, and I will make a commitment to getting it on the calendar in the next 9 months. So we get back in Union where we're working it hard. So I'm excited to grow that for y'all too, because I'm an agent and that's what I would want to do, right? I'm not an agent, I'm an agent, so I love the teaching side. So that's it.
Let's give her a hand. All right, let's bring up Renee Brown and Virginia Landon. Let's give them a hand. This is exciting. Setting expectations, we're going to go about 5 minutes over. Is that okay with everybody? I'm crazy with the time block. I'm going to be 5 minutes late. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Great. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
It's going to be
Thank
awesome. So here's what we're going to do. I wrote down a couple questions. We've shared them with them about I don't even know if we did. Maybe.
Meredith did.
Okay.
Meredith, you gotta
Yeah.
yell into
So
some.
as we do these things, it's so funny. Everybody is starting to learn that I don't prepare until I don't know, an hour before. So sorry about that. It's going to be authentic. It's going to be authentic. It's going to be real. So just a couple of numbers real quick. So Virginia last year, she grew her business by 135% in volume, 110% in units. Isn't that Let's give a hand to that. That's awesome. That's unbelievable. And Renee, you know what's crazy? I called you Rena for 4 years. 4 years. I called you Rena. You never corrected me.
I'm so used to it, it's fine.
Wow. Isn't that so bad on my part? It's unbelievable. So Renee, grew her business by 49% in volume and stayed about flat in units. However, over the last 4 months, grew her unit count by 45% compared to the year prior. Especially in her She's awesome, right? Talk about numbers, right? They tell a story. It's so cool. So my question to both of you, we'll go one at a time. What accomplishment are you most proud of last year? You got all this thing. 'cause
I
we got
mean,
this
I'm
symbol.
proud that I even did business because the market's so crazy. I mean, to get a listing or a buyer under contract, it's insane. But I think looking back, just being on the leaderboard is like super cool to see your name up there, and then to be on the tops list for the Carolinas. That was amazing.
It's awesome.
Phenomenal.
Give a hand on that
For me, I'm just shocked for one, because I don't track my numbers well. I didn't know any of this. I'm a doer. And so I just enjoy meeting people, and I try to have fun with everything I do. So I think that, like she said, seeing my name on it, I was like, what?
Yeah.
When I got the text from Karen, I was like, me? I was like, okay. So
Sure
I
you don't mean Rena?
Right. So, I mean, just to know that what I do is paying off and helping, just me helping families and friends accomplish what they want is joy enough for me, really.
That's awesome. I love it. So when you look at 2021 and you start to reflect, what would you say the changes that you made were what change rather was most impactful in you being able to grow your businesses like this? Who wants to start? It's a hard question.
I think for me, I mean, obviously, I'm not good at what I'm doing right now. This is not comfortable for me speaking. But that's one of the reasons why I think I've done so well this past year, is because I've put myself in very uncomfortable situations and grown a lot. And this is my 3rd year, I believe, or going in my 4th, in the business. And I think the confidence is really, my confidence as an agent has really grown this year, you know. And I've started seeing the referrals from past clients. So that is truly changes you.
I love that. I think the growth piece, when the awareness around I'm growing because I'm in uncomfortable situations is huge.
Yeah.
Right? Growth doesn't take part, like we don't get growth when we're sitting there comfortable.
Right.
And when we're able to put up, because I remember you went to Career Vision, which was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Learning about hiring and all that stuff. So I love it. Let's give a hand to that one.
What you just said was amazing, because what you said is, I got uncomfortable to have conversations, which got me more contracts, but somehow your past clients
And then
saw you growing in
referrals.
confidence and
Yeah.
said, I'm gonna keep sending her referrals.
I love it. How about you, Renee?
Well, for me, I just basically stopped being a secret agent.
She started coming to the office.
Yeah, coming in the office, and just telling people more about what I do. A lot of people see me out because I'm a person that's always out. I love happy hours and bars, so. I don't even drink much, but I like hanging at a bar, so. So, you know, so when people see me, I never really talk about what I did for a living. And I guess because I just felt like there's agents everywhere. And I just thought, well, I'm just another agent. So I stopped being a secret agent. I started talking more about what I did and you know, asking people for business. Like, you know, do you know someone or do you need my help? And I think now being more open and accepting the fact that I am an agent and telling people about it has really helped my business. And I do follow up a lot. I definitely keep track of my clients, but I'm always trying to get people's information so that even if they didn't say they wanted information about real estate, eventually I'll send them something. So, yeah, I mean, even if it's me doing a flyer to them, I mean, a postcard to them or sending them an email, I'm constantly like trying to stay top of mind.
That's awesome. I love it. Hey. They say that 80% of sales come in the follow-up process, which is unbelievable. And I think it's like 15 or 20% of individuals actually follow up more than 5 times. Right? So you're hearing a lot of good stuff here, right? Follow up, don't be a secret agent. You're not in the FBI, right? Tell people and ask for the business. I love that. And get in uncomfortable situations. And we start to look into the windshield. We say, okay, that was a great year. What am I most excited for 2022?
That I'm like you, I have not tracked my numbers really at all. I mean, I go to the business clinics and I have the paper, but then I put it away. I don't know what I'm doing, and you see your name up, you're like, oh my God, I'm on the leaderboard. I'm going to be very accountable this year of tracking my numbers and, using the models and the systems more effectively.
Love it. It's awesome. How about you, Renee?
So I know what my weaknesses are and my strengths, and I'm not gonna track my numbers. I already know it. But
Oh, please. You're really good.
I'm not gonna do it. I've tried several years to do it and it doesn't work. So
You need that assistant to do it for you.
Yes, there you
So
go.
I am a leverage person. Yes, I will hire someone to do it if I know I'm not going to keep up with it.
Yep.
I don't need to beat myself up about it. That's just not me. So I am in the process of hiring someone so that they can help me track my numbers or do it for me, because I'm not going to do it.
That's
So that's
awesome.
one thing that I will be doing this year, is adding someone to help me with my business as far as keeping up.
I love it. How about for those individuals that want to experience the growth that both of you have this year? What would be a piece of advice?
For me, I would think to like I said, don't be a secret agent. And I would, even though I find that a lot of people know a real estate agent, it's not that everyone wants to deal with that person that they know. I've worked with clients who had siblings in real estate and didn't want to work with them. So I think that you can just, anyone that you meet, just talk to them about it and see if you can help them. Even if they have someone in their lives that are agents. That's one thing that I found. People are still outsourcing or looking to others for advice, even though they have some people in their lives that are in real estate.
I love that. That's
So just go
great
for
advice.
it.
Ask for the deal.
Yeah.
And create relationships. I love that. How about you, Virginia? Yeah, and culture.
I think the biggest things for me, like looking at this past year or just being in business, probably just let the people drive the business. Like, don't push anything. I mean, obviously go out there and get the business, but nurture your relationships with people. They'll trust you and they will refer you. And then just always go the extra mile, because it really does pay off. You may not feel like doing something one day, or, oh, these people are annoying, or I don't want to do the extra work, and but the other agents aren't, so that it all pays off. Hard work pays off.
A lot less traffic on the extra mile.
Yeah.
Customer service.
I love it.
Yes.
Well, that is awesome. Let's give both of these ladies a huge rock stars. Does anybody have any questions for them?
I have a question.
Go.
When you said don't push the business, can you give an example of where you felt?
I mean, my business is based off of my sphere, like when I first started and everything, and just nurturing the people I know and then getting the referral business. So, I mean, I'm a go-getter and I'm a hustler, but I don't, I also let the people kind of drive the business, like let them create the referrals and the so forth. If that makes sense.
Okay,
Just-
so work on your sphere and just like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it'll start growing.
Thank you. Can I just ask something?
And so for me, it's a little different because I am a little aggressive. I am a little aggressive.
So play to your strengths.
But I love on my clients. I mean, I said gift cards for birthdays, anniversaries, anything special. I saw it, I'm sending them something, even if it's a card with something in it, Visa, $25 or something. Just if I'm thinking of they lost a family member, I'm sending flowers. Like I do love on my clients, but if you raise your hand and said that you are interested in real estate, buying, selling, or even getting in real estate, I'm on you. I'm like, okay, and I keep after them until they say no. And if they say no, then I'm like, okay, maybe not right now. So,
But I'm trying to get 2 weeks.
but I'm gonna keep going a little bit. Yeah, so I'm a little bit aggressive when it comes to that. I'm not a cold caller, but if someone has actually come to me and say they're interested in real estate anyway, I'm after. Yes, that's fine. That's my business.
Thank you.
Let's give them those hands. Both so much. We appreciate your time. You guys are awesome. We're humbled to be in business with you.
Thank you for everything you're doing.
Oh,
I know it's,
it's my pleasure. I love
yeah.
it. This is so much fun. Let's give them a hand. We're done, right?
Yes.
This is awesome. Thank you all so much for being here. Zoom world, thanks for being here.